Hello and thank you for tuning into Millennium Movies. So today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about all the horror movies and shows that are going to be coming to Netflix in October of 2019. So while there's not a crazy amount of them, I think there's still more than your fair share, and I think it really is more about quality of the stuff that we're going to be getting, because we're getting quite a bit of shows in this month. So let's go ahead and start with October 1st. We're getting Scream 2. This is my least anticipated thing that's dropping, just because this movie is just so old and I've already seen it, and I think most horror fans who are probably watching this video have probably already seen Scream 2, and Scream 2 is one of my least favorite in the entire franchise. But hey, I just gotta let you know that yes, Scream 2 is going to be on Netflix October 1st. Moving on from that, we have on October 4th, we have In the Tall Grass, which is the novella written by Stephen King and Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. And it's basically about after hearing a young boy's cry for help, a sister and brother venture into a vast field of tall grass in Kansas, but soon discover there may be no way out and that something evil lurks within. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer already for this, I think that this is going to be another smash hit adaptation for Netflix with when it comes to Stephen King, because of course there was Gerald's Game that dropped, I believe, 2 years ago, and that was such a great Stephen King adaptation. I think that In the Tall Grass is going to be another success for Netflix and Stephen King, so I'm very excited for this one. And if you have Patrick Wilson in your movie, I mean, Patrick Wilson is a really good actor. I enjoy seeing him in a lot of the stuff that he's in, particularly in his horror roles. He's also great in Aquaman as Ocean Master. So yeah, Patrick Wilson and Stephen King both are always a win for me. Very much looking forward to In the Tall Grass. It looks like it's going to be a spooky time. October 4th is when it is going to be dropping. Moving on from October 4th, the next thing we have is on October 11th, we have Haunted Season 2. And no, I'm not talking about the better series, The Haunting, from Mike Flanagan. No, I'm talking about Haunted. If you haven't seen this, this dropped in October of last year, and it's a Netflix original series. It's kind of like a docu-series where, like, you're getting first-person accounts from people who have witnessed, like, horrifying, peculiar, extraordinary, supernatural events and what have you, and other unexplained phenomena that continues to haunt them in their life. And I think there's only like 6 episodes in the first season. If you haven't heard about it, and if you're curious and you just want some horror stuff to watch in Netflix in October, I think you should go ahead and check out the first season, and maybe you'll enjoy watching the second season. Who knows what they have to offer? But with the first season, my favorite episode is probably there's this episode about this man talking about this woman who's got like a noose around her neck, and she would stare at him from the closet, and she would continue to follow him throughout the rest of his life and trying to get him killed, and just showing such visceral hatred towards him. I think that was a really creepy episode. Yeah, this show is not that bad. I think you should probably give it a try if you would like some horror in your life. I think this is a nice little show that, you know, it's not going to blow your socks off, but hey, it's horror and it's there. I think you might end up enjoying it. October 16th, we have Sinister 2. This is not my favorite of the two. I mean, gosh, no, it's not. The first Sinister by Scott Derrickson is, I think, honestly, one of the better horror movies of the past 2 decades. Scott Derrickson knows how to direct horror. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to work the camera. He knows how to tell a story. And Bughuul is such a scary, like, evil antagonist up there. I think he's up there with some of the greats. And he scared the hell out of me when I was like, I think the movie came out when I was like 14 or something. Yeah, he scared the hell out of me, and movies don't typically do that nowadays. So definitely got to recommend Sinister 2. It's not as good, nowhere near. Don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as good as the first movie. But I think what sells it, and what gives me reason to recommend it to you is, if nothing more than the performance of James Ransone as Deputy So-and-so. He's in the first movie, but he has a much bigger role in the second one. He's got a lot more to do and showcase his acting skills. And James Ransone, you probably recognize him now as playing the adult version of Eddie Kaspbrak in It Chapter 2. Man, he did a phenomenal job in that movie, and he does a really good job in this movie as well. This is the main reason you want to watch Sinister 2, because of James Ransone's performance. Moving on from that now, we have the last thing that I want to talk about, which is a Netflix original series, just like Haunted, and it's coming out on October, let me see the dates here, I can't find the date anymore, October 24th, and it's called Daybreak. And this one's very interesting. It reminds me a lot of the recent Netflix film original or not adaptation, but the Netflix original called The Babysitter, which was directed by Mick G. I think that came out like 2 years ago. It stars Samara Weaving. I think it was a fine movie. It was a fun movie. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people don't like Mick G's style of directing. They didn't like the movie, but hey, I had fun with it. I had a good time. And really, sometimes with the horror genre, that's what more can you ask for other than having fun? Not every movie can be The Shining. Not every movie can be a Sinister, right? You know, sometimes it's okay to just have fun with horror, and Daybreak looks like exactly that. It looks like dumb, fun entertainment. You know, you grab your popcorn, just have a good time, sit back and relax. Daybreak looks like it's blending all different types of genres. It looks like it looks like it's being inspired from Mad Max to Walking Dead to even a bit of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, heck, it even has Ferris Bueller himself. Matthew Broderick was in the recent trailer for this show, and Matthew Broderick, I think he's probably gonna be doing something crazy like playing the villain or something. But basically, it's just a bunch of teenagers. I believe they're looking for like the protagonist's missing girlfriend in this post-apocalyptic world, and it's just about you got like evil cheerleaders and like all these bullies teaming up together, and like they're forming these little gangs and pockets of like ragtag groups trying to fight each other in this post-apocalyptic high school drama world. Who knows? I mean, hey, it looks like fun again. I'm not expecting this show to like become like the next great hit horror series out there, like the Haunting from Netflix, which is from Mike Flanagan. No, I don't think it's going to do that. But hey, it'd still be a lot of fun. I think that, you know, with all these series and with the couple of movies we have being added and the In the Tall Grass, I think that October 2019, in terms of horror for Netflix, is going to end up being a fine month for Netflix. It's nothing grand and spectacular, but I think it's just fine, right? It's like it's just okay, and I think that that's fine. I'm still looking forward to In the Tall Grass the most. That's my most anticipated for me. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What are you most looking forward to for the month of October on Netflix in terms of horror? I'd love to have a conversation with you guys in the comment section below. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest in the world of movie news and stuff going on, you're already in the right place, and consider subscribing to the channel, because again, I'd love to have you along for the ride. If you haven't recently checked out the channel, I've got some more recent videos on some crazy news that just dropped with Jonah Hill possibly playing a character like the Riddler in the Matt Reeves Batman movie. You're not going to want to miss that video. But until next time, guys, this has been Millennium Movies, and I will see you all very soon.